I did feel a little breeze
There he
on my
is.
feet. All right.
Nice time.
Good evening. I'm Mayor Hess, and I'd like to call this public hearing to order. It's Monday, April 23rd, 2018. It is now 7:00 p.m. We are inviting and hearing public comments, at which time interested parties are invited to express public comments on the proposed 2018-2019 budget, the property tax millage rate, and the water and sewer rates proposed to be levied to support the proposed budget. If you have input about this, you're invited to come up to the microphone. Please state your name, your address, and you have 3 minutes.
I have a question.
Come right on up.
Well, actually, there's a couple.
Okay, your name and your address, please.
My name is Kathy Kay at 111 West 3rd Street in Buchanan, 49107. This, number D, down under 5,
No, what did she send?
the
She's
consent
not on the right one.
calendar.
Oh, okay. We will take public comments on that part of the agenda. Right now, we're just doing the.
Oh, I thought you said if I
No,
have
we're
any-
doing the public hearing for the taxes, the budget, and the water and sewer rates. So
Oh,
we'll.
okay. Okay, I see that.
Yeah, we'll call this to a close, and then we will call the next meeting to order. Sorry about the confusion.
I want to comment on the budget. If I need to go to the front, I'll go to the front, but I just assume
you can comment on now?
The budget.
it's the very,
Is that,
We're having the public hearing right now.
it's at the very top.
oh, that one up there, okay.
No, you can do it from there.
Dan Bianski, I'm city commissioner. I live at 103 North Detroit, Buchanan, Michigan. There's been lots of things change. Since, we did kind of a hurried work deal. The biggest problem is, the truck. We actually have a truck that's gonna be down, or is down. We don't have any idea how much it's gonna cost, so instead of there being 3 trucks in the budget, and we eliminated 1, we should have eliminated both of them, but we didn't stand it strong enough. That's one serious concern, plus the fact that there's $43,000 in the budget allocated for marijuana tax. The way the state's moving, we have got no idea how much money we're gonna get from the state. We don't even know if it's gonna be legal this time next year, and that's another $50,000. And that's how we're moving ahead with building the Department of Public Works. I think it really should be considered to change that budget like it was asked, at that time, and we really didn't pursue it hard or push hard enough to have it done. That's my comment on it.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else? Sorry, it's really warm in here. And now I'm trapped. Anyone else? Okay, and with that, we'll call the public hearing to a close. And it's now 7:04, and I'd like to call to order our regular city commission meeting. It's Monday, April 23rd, 2018. It's now 7:04. And if everybody could please rise and say the Pledge of Allegiance with us. Thank you. This evening, we'll be having the invocation by Pastor Lyndon Escuna, but I don't see him. He might not be here this evening. All right. And with that, we're going to add an item 2A. For those of you that know and have been to City Hall, our dear city clerk, Gladys Bybee, is retiring, and this is her last city commission meeting. She has been with us since 1999, and as part of our regular meeting this evening, we would like to take a few minutes and honor her. And I have two guests with us this evening, if they would like to come on up. And Gladys, if you would like to join them at the podium.
I think I'll take a picture.
And usually we have you face us, but tonight we'll have you face. Go right. I'm going to let you go first. Make sure you introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Stacy Lohr Porter from the Berrien County Clerks Association, and we have a resolution of retirement for Ms. Gladys. It says, whereas the Berrien County Clerks Association recognizes and appreciates the dedication and untiring efforts of Gladys Bybee in serving the people of the city of Buchanan, Berrien County, Michigan, and where Gladys Bybee has faithfully served the citizens of the city of Buchanan for 20 years as city clerk, and whereas she has conducted the office of city clerk with integrity, courtesy, professionalism, and incredible attention to detail, and whereas the Berrien County Clerks Association wishes to express their gratitude to Gladys for furthering the respect, integrity, and general goodwill she has generated through her office as city clerk. Now, therefore, it be hereby resolved that the Berrien County Clerks Association offers this resolution as a tribute to Gladys Bybee and wishes to express their sincere thanks, appreciation to her for her 20 years of dedicated service and leadership to the residents of the city of Buchanan and her fellow clerks and the community of Berrien County.
I have two presentations to make. I'm Diane Mensinger. I'm the Chief Deputy Clerk at Berrien County. I'm the former Baroda Village Clerk, so I've known Gladys for a long time. First of all, I'd like to present the Certificate of Recognition presented to Gladys Bybee, CMC, MMC, CMMC, Buchanan City Clerk, for her service, dedication, and leadership to the City of Buchanan and the Berrien County Clerks Association. And it's signed by Sharon Tyler, but no, it's from all of us. This next one is a little long, but it shares so much about Gladys, and it's from the Michigan Association of Municipal Clerks. It's a resolution of honor for Gladys Bybee. At a regular meeting of the Michigan Association of Municipal Clerks held on April 18, 2018, the following resolution was offered. Whereas the office of municipal clerk is among the oldest public servants and plays a vital role in the local government, providing a professional link between the citizens and local governing bodies and agencies, and serves as the information center of local government for the community. And whereas the municipal clerk continually strives to improve upon the administration of responsibilities of the office through continued education and networking at workshops and meetings of their state, county, and international organizations. And whereas the MAMC Board would like to recognize the dedication of one of their municipal clerks, Gladys Bybee, who has served as the city clerk of the city of Buchanan since 1999 and has earned her professional certifications as a master municipal clerk and certified Michigan municipal clerk. Whereas in addition to her professionalism, the board also recognizes her sense of community that Gladys has provided to her city by organizing a Thanksgiving dinner for the past 12 years for the residents of Buchanan who otherwise would be without during the holiday season. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the MAMC congratulates Gladys Bybee on her retirement and acknowledges her exemplary service and dedication to her profession and to the residents of the community for which she has served. And it's signed by the president of the MAMC.
When you become a commissioner, there's a lot of questions that you have. And Gladys is the person that you go to. Gladys knows everything about what needs to be done, when it needs to be done, how it needs to be done. And I first met Gladys when I volunteered to be a poll worker. And I was just impressed by her professionalism and the way she takes things seriously and her thoroughness and her support of us, because when you come and work at the polls, there's a lot of unknowns. People come and go, and you have to do things right. It's federal law. So Gladys is the glue that holds the commission together and City Hall together, and we just want to thank her. And she does so many little things that people don't know about. We just really appreciate all you've done since 1999. That's a long time. And I have this plaque presented to Gladys Bybee, CMC, MMC, CMMC, in grateful appreciation for your dedication and service as the city clerk to the city of Buchanan, 1999 to 2018. And we just want to give you our love and hope that you love staying with your family and enjoy your retirement, because she's truly earned it. Thank you so much, Gladys.
Leaving the city was not what I planned for, and I find it difficult that I'm really leaving. Thank you all for the inspiration, laughter, debate, support, friendship, cooperation, encouragement, and understanding. Each and every one of you are a piece of me and have made me who I am today. I'm so grateful to have shared something with each and every one of you and those that are at home. I appreciate the trust you've had in me. It has been my honor to be able to serve the citizens of Buchanan for 20 years. I've tried to serve fairly and ethically. I promise I will not forget the many years as your city clerk. Thank you all for this memorable last meeting. In my culture, we do not say goodbye, so I will just say, see you all again. Thank you.
And we, the commission, as well as City Hall staff, would like to invite everyone to stay after the meeting for cake and beverages and get your picture taken with our favorite clerk. So please stay. We would love to have you. And with that, I believe I saw Pastor Linden come on in. I'm going to let him he get prepared a prayer for this evening. So we'll go ahead and do that.
That's right, Gladys.
Yes, Gladys.
Let's pray. Our Father in heaven, thank you for bringing us together tonight. Thank you for your love, not only for the world, but this community and the people here. Thank you for the wonderful people who faithfully serve these leaders up here in front, and Gladys especially this evening as we celebrate 20 years of her faithful service to the community here, Lord. Thank you for her. Thank you for her family. Will you go before her and bless her bountifully as she retires or enjoys her life. I just pray for the work that you're doing here in Buchanan. Continue to bond us together. Continue to build this community with rich families and children, and help us to think about next generations. Help us to think about families that need your help, families that are broken, teens that are fatherless. We ask, Lord, that you'd help us build the fiber of this community through families, through religious faith and commitment to the things that are good and the things that are right, the things that are in the golden rule. So, Lord, this is your people. This is your community. We ask for your blessing this evening also as these leaders dialogue and bring things up to the betterment of this community. Bless them, give them insight, wisdom, and we just ask all of these things in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. And with that, we're going to let Gladys do her one last roll call for us, please.
Hess,
Here?
Moore. Here. Turney,
Here.
Bianski,
Yes.
Cole. Here. You have a quorum, Your Honor.
Thank you very much. And with that, we're going to open public comments. Citizens are allowed up to 3 minutes to discuss any agenda item.
Now's your chance.
I have a quick question. I just don't understand something. My name is Kathy Kay at 111 West 3rd Street, Buchanan, Michigan, 49107. And it's this letter D here under 5. I was wondering, what is the Buchanan Board of Review, Chapter 10.6, Board of Review? What is it? I don't know what that is.
That's where the board meets with people here in town. If they're not happy about their taxes or they feel they're too high, they come in and talk to us. And then we discuss it and whether we can or can't.
They basically review your taxes. If you come in and say, I believe my taxes are out of line, and this is my reasoning, then you go in front of this board of review, and they,
Okay.
We listen to you to see, to hear what,
yeah,
But I thought maybe it might say taxes, but I guess.
that's what it is, yeah.
Right.
We're talking about your property tax.
I totally get that. Okay, do I have time for one more quick?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, thank you very, very much. I was wondering here what the, on same 5C, approved checks dated 4/23/18, and then 76699 to 76776, and the amount of that amount. What are those checks?
those are the daily checks for a month.
Yeah, I understand,
Right.
that, but what are they?
There are a whole list of checks that are paid out by the city to pay certain
Do
vendors.
you guys have a copy of that?
We do, right.
What about the public, though? I mean, no?
We don't have that up there.
Okay. Well, because you guys are gonna, do that, I just thought,
It's what it basically is, it pays the city employees' insurance, the utility bills, gas,
Uh-huh, yeah.
electric, phone, stuff like that, if the city needs to purchase a product.
oh, I understand
Yeah,
that. I
so-
understand what those are.
Yeah.
I just wanted to know if you guys had a list of them,
We do.
Okay, could you
Yep.
guys make that public then at
Oh, yeah,
someplace?
absolutely.
Kathy, if you come back tomorrow, we can lay them
Okay.
all out for you.
Okay, I think it'd be a good idea to always have those. Okay.
they're listed
And
in the
could you
financial-
also have copies of, the employees, are their checks on that?
Their payroll?
Yes.
checks?
No, that's personal.
Well, oh, okay,
You can't look at personal information, Kate.
oh, okay, Kathy.
Kathy, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Yes, you can. I thought, oh, hi, kids. Yeah, I would think that those should be available, have trust and, loyalty and, to the public, it would be a good idea.
I think,
I would like to see that done, if at all possible.
okay,
Also, the outside organizations that you write checks to, I think would be nice to know, if you guys could
We can do
please.
that.
Please, okay.
Yes.
And then we'll all know what's going on.
absolutely.
Thank you, guys.
Sure.
Okay. All right. All right, anyone else for public comments? All righty. With that, we'll go on to the consent calendar. I need a motion to approve or amend the consent calendar. Yeah. Commissioner Moore?
Yes, I'd like to make a motion to amend the consent calendar to include item B under number 6, and that should be Buchanan Football Boosters fundraiser.
You can't put anything on the consent calendar. That's what I got told when I asked to
I
put
think
Alan
she made
Roper.
I think she made
I'm amending the consent
Oh, the consent,
calendar
okay.
to add something to the agenda, which was at our place here. You can either choose to, someone can second it, you can either choose to vote for it or against it.
I will support.
All right, roll call, please.
Tarney,
Yes.
Bianski,
No, because I really don't understand what just got done.
Hess,
Yes.
Cole,
Yes.
Moore.
Yes.
Passed by majority, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. Then I need a motion to approve the consent calendar as amended.
So moved.
I'll support.
Roll call, please.
Bianski,
No.
Tarney,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Hess,
Yes.
passed by majority, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you.
I'd like
And,
to ask a question.
yes, go right ahead.
Was that, did she just put that on the consent calendar?
Yes.
No,
Or did she put that under new business?
I put it, Your Honor. may I
Yes, go right
speak?
ahead, yes.
It is a report we're adding under reports. So this is a new agenda item, and for us to add something to the agenda, we have to amend the consent calendar, which is part of the agenda, is part of that consent calendar.
Okay. All right, and moving right along to reports by departments, committees, and boards. This evening, we'll be hearing from the Superhero Run for Belly Buttons, folks. Come right on up. It's that time of year again, right?
If I move this a
Yes,
little, I feel
please
strange
do,
with
yes.
presenting with my back to everyone. So this is our 4th year now for the Superhero Run for Belly Buttons. Sorry, Belle, that I've got my back to you now, but we came to the city of Buchanan 4 years ago with this idea, and now the city has made this incredibly easy for us to do great things for Avery's Angels Gastroschisis Foundation. I'm often asked, why are we running for belly buttons? Either what's wrong with belly buttons, why do we need to save the belly buttons? My daughter Cecilia was born with gastroschisis. Her intestines, stomach, uterus, and other organs were on the outside of her body through a hole in her abdomen when she was born. So all kids that are born with this condition lose their belly buttons in the process of repair. Right now, no one knows what causes gastroschisis. 10 years ago, 15 years ago, the numbers were 1 in 10,000, and now they're almost 1 in 2,000. So the numbers are going up, and nobody really knows why, and this affects kids all over the world. We're blessed that that Cecilia was born in the United States, where she received excellent care. Most kids do really well that are born with this. A lot of them do have lifelong issues, though, and we've been very blessed that she's been very healthy. But we want to raise money, and we have been doing an excellent job, actually, with the City of Buchanan's help, raising money for Avery's Angels Gastroschisis Foundation. It's the only nonprofit in the United States that's dedicated to families with kids born with this condition. So in the last 3 years, we have sent over $11,000 to Avery's Angels. And so we are excited that Memorial Day weekend has been our successful weekend so far, so we're hoping to continue that tradition. But May 26th, we do it on the McCoy Creek Trail, and we invite everyone to join us. We also have a superhero theme because these kids are called belly button superheroes, so everyone's encouraged to dress the part. That always, it's a fun little step between Halloweens to get to dress up. So again, just wanted to thank the city for all of your support. We really couldn't do it without you. And now people from all over the United States call us to ask us how they can start runs in their community. So it's awesome. And we bring in people from counties in Michigan and Indiana that maybe wouldn't make it to Buchanan, and so they get to see how beautiful our city is, and it's just always a great weekend. But thank you very much.
Yes. And it's okay if you're a walker too, right? Yes, just so everyone's clear. And registration starts on 8 that day, and the race starts at 9. So if you don't pre-register, you can come at 8 and register. All right, and with that, moving on to unfinished, yes.
Do we need a motion to permit that?
Oh,
again?
yes, I will accept a
So I will
motion.
make that motion that once again we support this effort.
I will second that.
All right, roll call, please.
Cole,
Yes.
Hess,
Yes.
Bianski,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Tarney,
Yes.
unanimous, Your Honor.
Great, and with that, we'll move on to item number 7, unfinished business. Review and consider the 2018.
No, she
Oh,
needs a football.
Sorry.
The
Oh,
football.
the football
Boosters.
boosters. I'm sorry. Football boosters. Do we have someone here? Oh, thank you. Sorry about all that. It's been a little crazy tonight. Sorry about
That's
that.
good.
My apologies.
My name is Brad Kyle. I live at 2029 Warren Woods Road. I'm not actually in the city, I'm in the township. Your old house I bought from you years ago. We're just here, what we're trying to do as a boosters club, we're new. Buchanan hasn't had athletics boosters for a couple years. And so now what our athletic directors proposed is that we're having booster clubs exclusively for their sport. So you get a group of parents together for football, one for basketball, one for, volleyball. And so as a football boosters program, what we're trying to do is we had like a euchre tournament up at the Legion a few weeks ago to raise money. And what we're trying to do is get a music festival in Buchanan for Memorial Weekend, which would be the 26th, actually, Saturday, for 4 to 11:30, I think is what we have in mind. And we're gonna have a couple bands, some beverages, and we just, would like to see if the city has our back or have our support. We think it's gonna be real successful. We have all of our ducks in a row, we think. We're sitting here with the paperwork. We have to still talk to the churches. We don't have, because we are gonna try to have a beer tent, and we have an overhead view of how the layout is gonna be for the setup that what we're planning. We're gonna have food, beer. It's open to anybody, any age. Kids are welcome. They're gonna have, Coke lasers are coming in, and they're gonna do elephant ears and steak tips, mashed potatoes, all that good stuff. We're gonna have a beer tent, where we'd like to have a beer tent, and like I said, a couple bands. And hopefully make this thing, if it's successful, a yearly event. It would be fantastic. And we're raising money for not only the varsity football program, but the junior high and rocket football programs all the way through. Because we all need it, especially the high school and the junior high level is really, really hurting money-wise. And so we're just trying to come up with some good ideas to raise money.
Okay, Commissioner Moore?
So if for some reason, because your time is getting close, if you're not able to get the special event liquor license or something, are you still planning to have it?
Yes, we definitely would like to have it.
Okay.
We know it'll probably be, it might not be the moneymaker would be with the
Right,
beer tent, but
right.
yeah, we would still plan on having it.
Okay, very good.
Yeah, it'd just be a little more scaled down.
Okay, Commissioner Dan?
Doesn't the DDA have something planned on Memorial Day weekend? Have you contacted the DDA?
They have unsanctioned, and it's my understanding that
This will
The head-
start after the
the
unsanctioned.
The head coach did approach the DDA at a
Yeah,
meeting I
that's been
wasn't
taken care of
at,
already.
and did present the program, and again, it's a little hearsay information, but it's my understanding that they were okay with it, and the fact that the concert at the Commons was going to happen during the evening hours, so.
Right. They actually welcomed it. They thought it would be a great idea to piggyback with them on,
I mean, that's what information I have.
Okay, Commissioner Cole?
If you do have the beer tent, how are you blocking that area off and
We will have it fenced off. We're actually, the city has offered use of some fencing to
Okay.
block that area off. And we will have security out front. Actually, we'll have security as you come in. You would purchase a wristband. And then only the pretty people with the wristbands can be in the alcohol section, and everybody else. Well, you can see how it's cordoned off there. How, you can have regular families and everything over there, then 21 and over into the other area.
Okay, anyone else?
No.
All right.
There's one added thing, I think it's already on your list, but the city does need to be added to any insurance policy you have.
Okay,
As
all
an
right.
additional insured. so-
Okay, perfect. All right, no problem.
Okay,
No
so-
problem there.
one more thing?
Yes, Commissioner Cole?
I just want to say I'm glad that you guys are doing that because they really need all kinds of help in getting, having money makers and taking care of things. And I'm assuming you're helping with softball fields and et cetera.
Oh, yeah,
Your group.
yes.
I see they've been working down there.
Yes. Actually, I spent 6 hours down there yesterday cleaning up the softball fields for my son's
Pony Week team, so yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're doing a lot of work down there trying
Well,
to get
good
things.
luck with that.
Well, thank you very much, I appreciate
I'm
it.
happy with that.
We need a motion.
Commissioner, do we need,
We
did
need a
you have
motion.
anything else, Bill, before we vote?
Oh, I guess trying to understand what the commission's desire is, approval. There was a couple of, do you want to approve this on a contingency, or do you want to just approve acknowledge the idea and let them move forward? They have some hoops to jump through yet? I
Yeah,
believe?
we still have a couple
Okay.
hoops, yep.
So how do you want to, because there's only one meeting between now and their event on the 26th, so that they could come back, or do you want to approve it on some type of contingency? It's up to you.
What did?
Did you recognize me, or?
Yes, I
Okay.
am recognized.
What I would say is it's the insurance part, as long as that's the most important thing. If they can get back to the city saying that they've included us for that insurance, and a contingency on that. Otherwise, I would say
The
everything else would be
special
okay.
Use license if they're,
If they don't get their beer license, they have to notify us too.
so,
Okay, Commissioner Dan?
I don't remember you at the DDA meeting because I was there and we didn't even have a quorum. Have you talked to Barbara?
I have not personally talked to any, or the head coach has talked to quite a few people in town, but
They didn't come, they didn't meet with the DDA. This says the DDA though. And I mean, I'm only questioning
Yeah,
this because that's their unsanctioned weekend. And I was at that meeting and we didn't have a quorum. And the way this says, it met with the DDA. So I mean, I don't have a problem.
Sure.
But we need to get in touch with Barbara.
Okay, well, yeah, I will.
I mean, we're
have-
actually having a meeting this Wednesday.
Okay.
You know, and I don't think there's gonna be any problem working with you.
Sure, sure.
But, you know, I don't want any confusion.
Sure.
At the last minute. Because I was at that meeting, and we took a while to get 5 people there for that meeting.
Okay.
And, you were not on the agenda.
Okay.
That's the only reason why I'm asking.
Okay,
I mean, I'm all for it. I mean, the
Sure.
Queen Contest used to sell beer in Buchanan all the time,
sure.
but
Okay.
No, I understand perfectly, yep.
Okay, so does someone want to make a motion that includes the contingencies for the insurance, the liquor license, and approval from the DDA?
I'll make the motion that, on contingency, that we approve the football boosters upon proof of insurance for the city, liquor license, and I believe you want the meeting with the DDA.
Yes.
I'll support.
Okay, roll call, please.
Bianski?
yes.
Moore? Yes. Hess?
Yes.
Tarney?
Yes.
Cole?
Yes.
Unanimous, Your Honor.
All
Thank
right,
you very much, guys.
Thank you for
All
coming.
right.
We'll see you Wednesday. And with that, we'll move on to item number 7, unfinished business. And we're on letter A. We're going to review and consider the 2018-2019 City Commission priorities.
Commissioners, you were provided with the a bullet point outline of the goals that were discussed at the goal-setting meeting. If there aren't any changes, I'm asking you to approve those. If they are, we can pencil them in now.
Oh, yeah. Of course, Mr. Bianski.
Okay,
You're
Dan?
on.
Yes.
What I've got in front of me is review of progress, so it's not actually priority, so I guess that's gonna be the discrepancy or the difference. But, the kitchen for the Red Bud Center was put inactive, we didn't talk about it at all. The sidewalk program, are you gonna let me finish, or are you gonna interrupt me? I'll let you interrupt me.
No, I'm not, I'm just waiting. to
Commissioner
hear-
Moore?
Well, he's not finished, Your Honor.
Okay.
I'm just waiting.
Okay, you're
to
just
speak
waiting?
after
I'm gonna be
Okay,
a while.
correct. Go
Okay,
right ahead.
fine. I'll start a
The
list.
sidewalk improvement program, we need clarification. The kitchen, on here, it was put as inactive, we didn't talk about that at all. The ice rink, we didn't talk about at all. Development of the growth plan, review and update the master plan. I guess we've decided to spend $20,000 to do that. shaded area at the common. Let's see, code enforcement, you know, I mean, we chase grass. We didn't talk about that at all. And there was one other thing. I did leave an hour before everybody else, and I just was kind of curious as to why, because we were all but done when I left. I mean, we were very close to done. And it really doesn't matter. I just want to ask publicly what took another hour after I left. I didn't leave in a very good mood, but I'm sure nobody else was in a good mood after I left.
Okay, we did discuss the ice rink and the kitchen. I think we just said that we were just going to kind of keep those on there, that we hadn't done anything with those, and that would be something off in the future, that more pressing things came along. That's my recollection. Did you want to keep those on there, or would you like to
I
remove
don't
those?
understand why we keep doing this. I mean, the thing about it is if we're gonna have, I was told from a very young age that if you're gonna have a wish list, at least make it attainable, because you get distraught, you get upset, and we've got 2 pages of wish, and if you go back clear to 2009, it's the same wish list. And I just think that we should really get serious about what we need to do. We need to do the DPW building. I guess we need to do the thrill. I would like to see somebody else take it over, but we don't need a kitchen. This list could be half a page long, and we could be very aggressive about chasing the priorities. I don't think 2 pages is doing anybody any good to continuously copy the pages from 10 years ago. That's just my personal opinion, but.
Okay, anyone else? Commissioner Moore?
Okay, so when someone leaves a meeting and there's still a quorum, the business conducted is business conducted. So it's unrealistic to assume that things were not discussed when that person wasn't even in the room. So we did discuss these items, and things that are priorities to the city have continuing priorities, like, for instance, discussing increasing the safety along the trail. That's something every commission has been concerned about. We always are concerned about vandalism. We've been dealing with cameras and those kind of strategies of how to outsmart the next, person who wants to destroy public property. So those are things that are important, and it isn't something that just goes away. So it isn't a short-term plan. These are ongoing concerns and priorities. The safety of the public is a priority. That is something that doesn't get written off the next year because you're not concerned anymore about whether people are safe. That's just an example. These are guidelines mostly for us to express what our concerns are from year to year, and then these are what we ask Bill to concentrate on our behalf, and then that is part of his evaluation later on. How does he do working on these lists? And when we have so many other things that sometimes move in front of those priorities, like this concentration with trying to do a good job making a safe community surrounding this medical marijuana situation, some of those priorities kind of drop down. Now, I personally was one of the people that asked that the kitchen, I would love to have a certified kitchen at the Redbud City Center, because I think ever since we put the farmers market in, that is a valuable partner that would enhance our farmers market. So I did not want to see that list, that item go off the list. I know it's inactive. I'm not asking for action on it, but I just don't want it to be forgotten. So I asked that it just stay on the list, even though, I understand it's not the priority it was a couple years ago when we were actively looking to see if we could find equipment to upgrade the kitchen there. So this is a guideline. This isn't something that needs to be overwrought situation. So these things were all discussed. I stayed for the entire meeting.
Okay. Anyone else? Commissioner Dan?
I'm glad you did. do we still have the recording of the minutes of the meeting? Since we didn't have anybody typing them? We were recording them, so I could ask for Freedom of Information Act for that tape to see what exactly was discussed for that last hour, but I didn't really want to do that. And it's really easy to go to safety, you know, because safety makes everybody nervous. And that's an old trick, safety, safety, safety. Of course, we're all concerned about safety. But, you know, safety doesn't merit cameras, safety doesn't merit more police officers, safety doesn't merit spending more money that you don't have. Safety means taking care of oneself, not being Big Brother, but help people take care of themselves. And no, I didn't stay for the whole meeting. But do we have the tape of the minutes yet, Bill?
I'll have to inquire of Mandy. I believe she typed up the minutes, and if she still has the tape available, you're more than welcome.
Well, then I'm gonna file a Freedom of Information Act on it, because I want it.
Okay,
I just want it.
all right.
I need
Anyone
that
else?
form at the end of the meeting, Gladys. Thank you.
Yep. Anyone else? All right. I need a motion.
I'll make the motion that we approve the 2018-2019 City Commission priorities.
I'll support.
Okay, roll call, please.
Hess,
Yes.
Torney,
Yes.
Bianski,
Who?
Moore,
Yes.
Cole.
Yes.
Passed by majority, Your Honor.
Thank you, Gladys. And with that, we'll move on to consider bid award to North American Signs for request for qualification to update the City of Buchanan welcome signs in the amount of options 1, which would be $15,616, or option 2, $10,000. Bill?
Mayor, Commissioners, we submitted a RFP, or actually an RFQ, looking for sign companies to provide us with some information and a idea what they could do for the budgeted $10,000 that we earmarked for updating our entry signs, our welcome signs within the community. The process was published, advertised. The closing date was, I believe, April 17th. We had one response. That was National Signs, North American Signs. And they proposed, gave us an option to enhance the original $10,000 budget. They could do many more signs, which is spelled out in your information I provided you, for the sum of $15,616. Or excuse me, $15,616. And so I asked if you, which option you wish to approve tonight?
Okay, questions from the commission?
And we also, we have Sean here from the sign company, if you have any specific questions about those two
I
options.
strongly suggest that we take option number 1 for the 15,000. Number 1, he's including all the signs. I mean, I think that's a fair and equitable proposal. Plus, he's also a Buchanan resident, so we're actually giving business to somebody who lives within the city. The only question that I have is on these signs. And my suggestion would be this sign, because the one with the picture with the city, these signs should be good for 10, 15, 20 years. There's nothing wrong with the picture, it's just that the landscape behind it would probably change during that time period. That was my only, it's a great idea, that's just my thought. But I strongly would propose to go with option number 1.
Yes, Commissioner Moore?
Your Honor, I'll make that motion that we go with option number 1.
I
Okay,
will second that.
okay, roll call, please.
Moore,
Yes.
Bianski,
Yes.
Cole,
Yes.
Hess,
Yes.
Torney,
Yes.
unanimous, Your Honor.
Thank you very much. And I also have pictures of that. If anyone would like to look at it at the conclusion of the meeting, I'll leave them in the front for
If you
you.
want to take a look at it.
Yeah.
Just return it.
All right, let's move on to unfinished business. Item C, consider approving local medical marijuana facility provisioning center permit for 120 East Front Street to Ohm Buchanan LLC.
Your Honor, Commissioners, and Gladys, you deemed the application complete, is that correct?
As far as the insurance, I think Attorney Rocht had issues with that. So there was documents provided during the week last week and today. I have not heard from Attorney Rocht, so I can't answer the insurance question, but the remainder of the application is available.
And if you have direct questions of the OHM representatives here, I need to go into closed session to discuss that application.
Okay. Questions from the commission?
Do we have to go to closed session for that, or no?
I was under the understanding that Attorney Rocht was going to be here this evening.
No. The two items that were submitted, one, the lease of the property was submitted, and the binder showing that the insurance started on April 19th was submitted. Is that correct?
Yeah, I have both of those things right here, so. Anybody want to?
I'll make the motion.
Well, on a question,
Yes, we have one more question.
because I'm noticing on the insurance, I believe the lease looks okay. I've looked that over, but is this an insurance quote?
No, you should have a binder.
Well, all I got is the commercial property quote. It's a statement where it says, please make check payable to, please mail payment to. I might be missing something.
You have this, it's insurance binder.
No, I don't think I have that.
That's in here, but there,
Is
he's right, I don't
Oh,
really
okay.
see.
This is like a, it looks like a quote. You're talking about this, right? And when I turn over the page, you know, maybe Randy can give a, if that's acceptable, okay, but I'm just curious.
Yeah, Commissioners, Randy Hearns, as Glass Spidey indicated, it's Rick Rock that's been reviewing all of these on behalf of the city.
Right.
I thought that all the issues have been resolved as a result of the commercial lease and the insurance. My quick review of the binder, which is a little bit different than what I had in my packet, would suggest that the policy period already has come into effect, came into effect on 4/19 of 2018. That was one of the issues I know that Mr. Rock had, and so my quick review would suggest that the insurance provision has been.
Matt, okay, thank you, Randy.
Yes, and I have an email dated April 20th that shows a binder, but it won't open because I don't have.
Okay, that was my only question, Your
Okay.
Honor.
All right. Anyone else? Do we need any more clarification, or Bill?
Yeah, the email may have come out after the packet information went to you, so, I mean, we do have the binder, on all appearances, it appears to have active insurance on the property,
Let's see.
and they did provide lease information. For those are the two items
Right.
that, and you had previously reviewed the application before, and those are the only two items that were still hanging,
Correct.
and they've been satisfied.
Okay,
Okay,
very good.
all right. Anyone else before we have a vote?
I'll make the
Okay,
motion to provide permit for 120 East Front Street to OM Buchanan LLC for dispensary.
I will second it.
thank you. Roll call, please.
Cole?
Yes.
Hess?
Yes.
Moore? No. Bianski?
Yes.
Attorney?
Yes.
Passed by majority, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. And with that, we'll go on to item number 8, new business, and there is none. So we will go to item number 9, public comments. Citizens are allowed up to 3 minutes to discuss any non-agenda item. Okay, great, thank you.
Your Honor.
Yes, oh, sorry. Come on up. I'm sorry, I didn't see you, Norma.
Norma Ferris, 304 North Oak, in this city. Do you have a drawing of what Front, Fourth, and Redbud and Fourth Street and River Street is going to look like? I'm concerned that sidewalk is going to need a lot of change. It is
Yes.
not handicapped.
Yes.
And Norma brings up a point, the present intersection is not necessarily ADA compliant. The original plan, which is just the repairing and replacement of that stoplight, does include the repair and compliance with the ADA ramps in that intersection as it stands right now. What's still being worked on, information is being discussed is the option of moving 4th Street slightly to the north to better line itself with River Street. There's the initial information was supplied to the property owner that owns the property to see if they have a true interest in possibly talking with the city about selling what we need to do that. And as soon as we get a response back from the property owner in the positive, we'll have really some substance to move forward with. But right now, it's, we're still waiting.
What time limit are you talking about?
Well, we don't have a whole lot of time. We have to get drawings submitted by mid-May to address that option. And so, yeah, we have a short timeline to try to keep up with that.
And will I be able to stop traffic as a pedestrian
Yeah, you'll
in all of the area? I
yeah,
will.
similar to what you have up at the,
On Front Street
well,
by,
up on Front Street at
Okay.
Skyline.
okay,
There are buttons on the poles
Yes.
to push, and, yeah, that, the actuated lights, yes.
okay.
Yeah.
And what will you do with River Street going here and the turn going north? Will that be eliminated?
Oh, that little spur?
Yes.
No, I don't believe so, no. Will
Then
not.
the lights will have arrows for that turnoff, or is that going to be just,
That'll be just the general 3-light system that the motorists will have to negotiate with.
okay?
Okay. Yes.
Hi again, I'm Kathy Kay at 111 West 3rd Street in Buchanan, and I have a question about that. I didn't realize that the city was going to have to rework, the streets. I just didn't know that they were going to rework the streets, for all this marijuana stuff. One quick question is, which building is 120 East Front Street?
That's a building that is on the east side of.
What used to be there?
Brimfield.
Brimfield.
Oh,
Thank
okay,
you.
gotcha,
Thank you,
gotcha.
Commissioner. Brimfield.
Okay. All right, well, anyway, I didn't realize that we're gonna have to rework all the streets, or some of the streets, you know, for the medical marijuana to come in.
No,
my-
we don't-
my-
That has nothing to
No,
do
the
with it.
street is
Has nothing to
separate.
do with medical marijuana.
What,
Well, yeah, it is if it's for,
No, it's not.
No.
oh, it's
No,
not?
no,
no.
no.
Don't go out there.
Okay.
Those
okay,
are-
well, I-
Has
I-
nothing to
I
do with
apo-
that.
Please don't
Oh,
start that,
okay,
please.
okay, okay.
Norma
okay.
was inquiring
Yeah,
about the
about the lights.
intersection of River and Redbud up there by the
yeah.
BP station.
Yeah, I realize that,
Okay,
okay.
that doesn't have anything to do with
Yeah.
medical marijuana.
Yeah, okay. Another question is, Chief, if that homeowner doesn't want to sell the property, you know, on Fourth Street, what do you do then?
Well, that pretty much ends the discussion. I don't think we're in a mood or position to adversely take that property.
Good, I'm glad to hear that, thank you.
It's an option that we're looking at, that's all.
Okay. Anyone else? Yes.
Monroe LeMay. I'm from 118 Shermer Parkway, and I would like to address the city clerk if I could. Gladys, I cannot tell you how sad it is that you are leaving us. I want to tell you, beyond the sadness, how wonderful you have been to so many of us. The Senior Center would like to thank you. In the last 5 years, you have helped us tremendously just throughout the time that I've been there. While I was on the chamber, you helped me tremendously, and when I started the Art Center, you were immense at helping us put that whole group together. So I want to thank you. I want to thank you from a personal point of view as well. I suffered a terrible loss when I lost my goddaughter, and you were there for me through the entire thing, explaining the whole situation, and I want to thank you for that. Thank you for serving us.
Thank you, Monroe. Okay, anyone else? All right, with that, yes.
I do.
Oh, yeah, sure.
And I'm going to leave the podium this way and address this to the administration of the city of Buchanan.
Put your mic down first, Gladys, so
Okay, make
everybody
sure.
can hear you really well.
There you go.
Thank you.
I've always tried to practice the International Clerk's Code of Ethics, and I've taken my oath of office as city clerk very seriously. Over the past 20 years, I've served with 8 city managers and 26 city commissioners. The past several years have been a real conundrum for me in the clerk's position. 1, disregard of rules, city code, charter, policy, and procedures. 2, division and separation of administration, to name a couple. We are public stewards for our Buchanan community and not ourselves. We're obligated to be transparent and uphold integrity, which should be displayed through our ethics as individuals. I'd like to present to the city manager and commission this book, Do the Right Thing, Make Ethics Your Brand, by Judge Jeffrey G. Collins, as you move the city of Buchanan forward. Last but not least, I certainly hope and pray this administration supports the next city clerk more than it has me. I also hope you can find it in your budget to hire a qualified deputy clerk. Thank you.
Thank you, Gladys.
Thank you, Gladys. Okay. Anyone else? All right, and with that, we'll go on to city manager's comments.
Thank you, Mayor, Commissioners. Just a couple of scheduled notes. Spring cleanup is scheduled for May 4th and 5th. It's a Friday and Saturday. Again, it's a great opportunity for the community to pick up around their homes, get rid of anything that's accumulated over the winter that they want to move on, dispose of. The city sets up multiple dumpsters at the 9-acre site off of River Street. So if you have anything that you want to throw away, bring it up there. We'll have some personnel up there to help you unload it and put it in the dumpsters. Again, for city residents, we provide that service annually. McCoy Creek, again, we don't take tires. Appliances have to have the Freon removed, then we'll take those. So paint, no paint, liquid chemicals, but anything else, trash, debris, we'll take. Couches, other items. McCoy Creek Trail is planning a get-together up at the Senior Center on May 7th at 7 p.m. to try to have further discussion about where the trail has been, what the trail is now, what the trail could be in the future. So I do recommend anybody with interest to take advantage of that. Another, I thought, a very attractive event coming up is the Civil War Cemetery Walk. That's scheduled for Saturday, May 12th at 1 p.m. at Oak Ridge Cemetery. There'll be a gentleman there discussing local Civil War history and the cemetery. So that's all I have tonight. All right.
Great. All right, on to city commission comments. We'll start down on the end with Commissioner Turney.
Oh, thank you, Your Honor. I have a question for Bill. Have you heard anything from Casey's with the possibility of them might reconsidering their decision not to come here?
We sent them several options for them to consider, some suggestions regarding their response that the contamination on the site was something of concern to them. The last response I had from Casey's, the company, is that the representative will be passing on my suggestions and offerings to the corporate office, but that's it. That's the last I heard. I don't, I don't know what to expect.
Okay, I just thought maybe
Yeah.
if there's anything else.
Yeah.
The other comment I want to make is for Gladys. 15 years ago when we came to this city, we were newbies here, and we took Buchanan as our home. We're not going anywhere. We're going to be here. My wife is not here tonight, so I want to express my great appreciation for Gladys helping my wife, who was on many boards for this city. She helped her for the trail. She helped her for the recreation. She helped her for getting grant for the trail. There were so many other issues. She was a fountain of information. When I came in and asked her a few questions, I mean, it was, she knew everything. I will truly miss her. I've been working the elections for quite a while, and I'm telling you, she just knows when there was a problem, it was settled in 5 minutes. She was just a very thorough person. And I will miss her tremendously. It's with deep sorrow that I see her go, but I know we will probably go out there and visit her. And Gladys, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Sheila also thanks you. Thank you. You bet.
Very welcome.
That's all, Your Honor.
Thank you. All right, Commissioner Cole?
Yeah, again, I want to say to the boosters, I'm so glad you guys are putting it together, and anytime I can help, I'll be glad to support you or whatever. I just think it's great that you're doing that. It's something we've needed for a long while. Belly buttons. I still have your ribbon that you guys passed out, so cool. I'm going to keep this. I think it's what you're doing is great, and I support you as well. That's quite a thing that happens, and hopefully they'll find a way of it not happening anymore. So, Gladys, my goodness, it's not going to be the same when I walk in here and you're not here. You always wave at me when I come in, you wave goodbye when I leave. You've done a lot. You've given up a lot of your personal time, and probably losing part of your life in order to come to meetings here and supporting the committees and helping them with decisions. So I thank you very much for what you have done. We really do appreciate what has been completed by you, okay?
Thank you.
All right. We love you. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Dan?
Well, belly button, I'm gonna put something on the alpha page for you and see if I can get some alphas down here. The football definitely show up Wednesday night. You wanna talk to Barbara for sure, but I wanna, most of my time is reserved for Gladys. She was, definitely a guiding light. This was a bucket list thing for me to become a commissioner. It's a hobby. I'm pretty rough around the edges, but I'm pretty damn intelligent. And Gladys kind of kept me, Gladys sent me up to Frankenmuth. Gladys did the Roberts rules. She didn't just do them for me. She was trying to point everybody in the right direction. She wasn't getting any help. But Gladys, you know, the next chapter is usually always better. It'll probably be fantastic because you've already served a fair amount of time in purgatory, maybe even hell. With that, I know I'll be seeing you around, and I don't want to start bawling because I'm a pretty big guy. But thanks.
You're more than welcome. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Dan. Commissioner Moore?
I just wanted to, along with Bill, really encourage people to attend this Civil War Cemetery Walk. I don't know if people find that it's entertaining to go to the cemetery when you don't have to. But anyway, this is going to be a special event. We have a lot of groups that are putting this on. There will be some reenactors dressed up as their Civil War personages, and so I think it'll be very interesting for everyone to attend. They're actually going to talk about some of the Michigan people that came from this area and then fought in the war, and then we're also going to be talking about what happened to them after the war. So you're going to get two sides of the coin: what happened during the war and what did they do after the war was finished and they came back to the area. There will also be like posters with the photos of the Civil War veterans. So that'll be also of interest to, I think, a lot of people. So that's an early event for the Friends of the Cemetery. Not every town has that, so I think I would like everyone to go and support that. And that is, again, May 12th at 1 p.m. with the rain date of May 13th. And I would say as a former mayor and one of the longer surviving commissioners, I do want to thank you, Gladys. It's rare to run across someone who likes Robert's rules as much as I do. And so I thank you for that shared passion for the rule of law. And I appreciated all these debates and conversations we've had over the years of trying to figure out what is the right thing to do. And sometimes it's a gray area. So it's good that we can always discuss this stuff and reach a amicable conclusion. And I appreciate your friendship all these years, too. So thanks.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And on behalf of all the old guys that aren't here, Hagee and all these other people, so thank thank you on their behalf too.
Thank you, Commissioner Moore. I just want to invite everybody to Arbor Day. It's this coming Friday at 9 o'clock till about 10:30. It'll be held at the Buchanan Middle School. There'll be tree plantings. The new tree board will be receiving a $500 donation to plant new trees here in Buchanan from the Scarecrow Charities. The band plays. There's, people give presentations about different things about trees, and it's just kind of a fun morning. So come out and support the Garden Club, who puts on this very important event, led by Sheila Turney. Yes, did you have a question? So please don't forget about that. And I, too, would like to thank Gladys. When you're the mayor, a lot of things happen all at once, and sometimes I get off track, and I always know that Gladys knows exactly where I'm supposed to be. And if I forget to have a roll call, or I get a little antsy and I skip items, she's always there to keep everything in order. Her notes and minutes and her agendas are, wonderfully prepared. I just appreciate all the support you've given me, and I know that all of us up here, there's not one of us that is not going to miss you. And I would like to invite everyone to stay after to celebrate Gladys's long and prosperous career. We're going to have cake and some beverages. And with that, I'd like to have an motion to adjourn. Oh, hang on just a second.
I looked right over a note I had. I'd like to discuss the scheduling another work session for the DPW RFP and garage. I think there was still some questions that needed to be answered, and I think another work session would probably be valuable. Thursday evening this week, is that possible in your schedules?
26th you're talking about,
Yes.
Bill? I'm available.
I'm out of town.
Dan?
I can do it. What time? Are you gonna wanna go through a building again, or are you just gonna come down here and talk?
No, I would like to try to schedule a walkthrough of a building Thursday night to provide some opportunity to see something similar to what we're talking about, what we're kind of indicating we would like to have and need. So if that's something I'd like to try to schedule, if Thursday is a possibility for the majority of you.
If you come back, I don't need to go, obviously, walking through a building. I walk through a lot of buildings. JT does need to remeasure the building that we're in because the measurements are off. I didn't actually take a tape out there, but I paced off one end. He needs, because it's a big difference compared to what he's saying it is. And it would make a big difference, dollars and cents, and how much we actually need compared to what we've got. So that would be the one thing I would ask for, and if you want to meet back here, or it doesn't really matter for me. It's going to be a work session. You guys can take notes. I pretty much got a whole list of, things that I want done, because this is going to be, it went from $700,000 to $1.1 million without any infrastructure, no road. We didn't even know where we were going to put it. I guess we fairly decided where we're going to put it now, out on River Street. But, yeah, there needs to be some time spent. And I went and walked around that building out there again, and I will probably go out there and measure it myself. I'll get a tape and measure it, but JT needs to really measure it off well, because there's a big difference, almost 8,000 square foot, Bill.
Okay. Are you okay with missing? Yeah.
Yeah, I have another function that night, but I could cancel it.
Okay. I was thinking,
that's the only
7
available.
o'clock seemed to, did that work for you, Commissioner Vigenski?
Oh, I can show 7, yeah, sure. I'll walk through.
Or,
If anybody wants to go earlier, the thing about it is, Bill, I don't need to walk through a building. And I can present you with all the questions that, before we get into the process of doing this like we did tonight with the budget, I'll give you a list. And for as much money as we're gonna spend, I'm gonna be very bully about this one. I'm gonna be a nasty SOB about this, because it's $1 million. So we're gonna do things by the book on this one.
Okay.
So I really don't need to show up to look at buildings, because I work in warehouses.
Okay, do we want to meet at 6?
we could, yeah,
Six.
meet at 6.
Six?
Six would be
Okay.
good.
6, is that okay with you,
Yeah.
Pat?
Here at City Hall.
And then could we possibly meet back here to discuss it? And then if Dan would like to join us, how long do you think, what time should we?
You know, a 15-minute, 20-minute walkthrough of a similar building, I think
Okay.
would probably provide a lot of understanding for
So
the
you're gonna go to
commission.
Niles?
Yeah, probably over to
So
Niles.
you're looking at 45 minutes?
I mean,
So,
travel time, but
Yeah.
walkthrough is,
so
Right.
like, if he
we-
met us here at 6:45, would that be
I
ample
mean,
of
if we can
time?
get,
That'd be all right?
I'll wait,
Okay.
yeah, I'll
All
come
right.
back.
Okay,
I'll
great.
come here and I'll wait.
So
meet
we'll-
at 6, go over there,
Six.
visit,
And
come
come
back
back.
and
Yes.
be,
And
All
then
right.
we can kind of, everyone bring their questions.
Okay. It's 26th at 6 o'clock at City Hall.
Yes.
Okay. It's in.
Okay. All right. And with that, we need a motion to adjourn.
Also
Oh,
move.
one thing, I just want to thank the mayor for bailing me out because I forgot about the Arbor Day. My wife would kill me.
Oh, jeez. You're welcome. I'm going to remember that. No. Okay, I need a motion to adjourn.
I so move.
Okay.
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Please stay for cake and beverages. Thank you.